Hey y'all, so I have some bad news, but this bad news is gonna really help you guys learn from my mistakes and my problems and situations. This is the thing. My car was totaled and another car was seized by police and US Border Customs. So let's dive right into it, people. So it's making me relive that time. It was a very, very hard time and it was terrible. But let me dive into the first story. So the first story, and I left two links below to show my actual experiences. I documented it, where my car was actually stolen. It was seized by police, U.S. Border and Customs. My car was actually located in Mexico. I actually had to drive to Mexico to go pick up my own car because if I waited any longer, it was already over like 5 months. I had to wait, and my car was not making any money. It was stuck in a whole nother country, and it was just sitting there. And it was gonna be another like 6 or 7 months. So I still would have never had my car now. But thankfully, I just decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna drive to Mexico, which is crazy. But I did that, got the car back, and it's been renting ever since. It's actually on the rental now. But the two links below show that the proof that I am telling the truth. Everything's documented there. I have left two videos. One to show my Volkswagen Jetta beautiful red sport model with a Panda interior. It was actually stolen and seized. They were committing some crimes and they're trialed, from what I last understood. But I don't even want to talk about that. But my car came back. Thankfully, I brought it back, but it was a disaster. I had to go there and pick it up, and I had it towed back. And yeah, so I'm gonna just tell you the story. So how it happened is I met with a Turo guest. He seemed normal, seemed like a nice, cool guy, and he booked my car, my Volkswagen Jetta Sport. And unfortunately, he didn't want to return it. He didn't return it, and then he committed some crimes in it, and the car was seized by U.S. Border and Customs in Mexico. So my car was stuck there. So I had to go through this whole elongated process of filling out paperwork and sending it back and forth. It was taking forever. It was literally over 5 months. I had to wait and I still didn't have my car. And I was becoming more and more frustrated. I'm like, yo, I got this car. It was doing great before. And I just purchased this car too. That's the crazy thing. It was like, I think this third or fourth trip. So it sucked. And I went through this and everything's in the link below. The proof's there. Like I am telling the truth. I am the real deal. If you want to see the real video, it's below. And it actually shows me driving to Mexico to pick it up. And when I found it, it looked a mess. But the point is this: Turo took care of me. They not only I had one of the nicest claim reps, and then I got a investigate. The claim rep was great, and also the Turo investigative. They have a Turo investigative unit, really great. And he was telling me, he said he felt so bad. He was like, man, he said, this usually doesn't happen. I think he said I'm like one of two or one of three, something like that. He said that this is so rare. So we're basically kind of learning this as we go. I mean, he was experienced with this, but he said this is not common. He said the car, stolen cars, that's okay, that can happen. What happened to me? The car's not only stolen, the person committed the crime in it, and it's in another country, and it's seized by U.S. Border and Customs Patrol. So it was actually there. So I couldn't get my car back. And I had to go through all these hoops and loops, and it was a disaster. But I filled out all the paperwork. I kept going through correspondence. It took so much time. It was so long just dealing with them. And then they gave me the option. They said, look, now you're done. It's like a little over 5 months now. Do you want to pick it up now, or do you want to let Turo take care of it? If I would let Turo take care of it, it's not Turo's fault. It's just the way it works. I was communicating with the government, and things just are a lot slower. And no offense, but just that's what happened. So they gave me an option, but if I would have dealt with Turo, they would have actually took like another 6 or 7 months. So I still wouldn't have my car now to like next year, So I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't do this. So I said, I'm gonna go myself. So I actually went there, drove all the way to Mexico, got the car out, thankfully, and then I had it towed back to my body shop, and they took care of everything. But Turo, not only they helped me with the whole process, they helped me locate the car, they helped me communicate with the government because, like I said, it was seized not just by a police, it was seized by police, but then also given to the U.S. Border and Customs. So I had to talk with them and with the government directly and share proof that I'm actually the owner. I sent all the documentation. Turo, with every separate way, helped me every single separate way. And again, they really came through and made me become even more loyal to Turo because they really took care of me. And that's why I highly endorse and highly recommend Turo, and why I even want to invest in Turo, because I actually not only experienced on a personal side how they take care of you in bad situations that wasn't their fault and not my fault. It's just part of business. Unfortunately, there's liabilities and risk, unfortunately, but they really helped mitigate and bring down the risk, and at least the and allowed to help me. And like they paid me out, they paid me for my time. They also took care of the tow truck. They paid for that. I didn't pay anything out of pocket, and they took care of everything, which was really cool. I did have to send a money order. It had to come from my account, couldn't be from Turo. Turo would have paid it, but the government didn't allow it, so I paid it to them directly, which they're just following protocol too. It's not their fault. It's not the government's fault. It's just a bad situation. So I had to mail my check, but Turo paid me as soon as possible. As soon as I showed that I got a oh, sorry, it wasn't a money order. It was a cashier's check. I got a cashier's check in the amount that the U.S. Border and Customs needed. I sent them a screenshot of it. They sent it to me like the next day. It was like so quick. Like Turo direct deposit the money back for the amount I paid them, so I didn't pay for anything out of pocket. They reimbursed me completely, and I came out of it like unscathed, pretty much. No marks on me. The car was taken care of. The handle was a little loose. They took care of the handle through a claim. They paid me out. It was a disaster. They paid me for cleaning. They reimbursed me for the smoking fee. There's like cigarettes in there. It was all muddy and smelled bad. It was nasty. They paid me up for that. So I came out. Even though I was frustrated that I didn't make money on that car for 5 months, they took care of everything else, and they even paid me out. So that was pretty cool. So that happens, and that's very, very rare. That's never happened to me. It's only happened one time to me, and I've had many claims, but much more successes. So, and I want to say this again, not to scare you guys. There's always going to be risk and loss in business. Just how it is, people. It's one of the same. You can't have business without risk. You can't have risk without business. Just how it is, people. It's a part of it's part of the environment. The goal is to mitigate risk, to lower it as much as possible. You have to lower the likelihood of risk happening. You can't eliminate it completely. You can't control if someone wants to do some crime, if they're fraudulent. You can't control that. What you can do is make sure you have the proper insurance, make sure you pick the right platform, make sure you're in a good position where you can actually be communicative if something would happen, be available. Those are things you can do that you can control. You can't control if someone commits a crime in your car or steals your car. All you can do is communicate with Turo, be in a position where you can message them and email them and call them and let them know and report when a claim happens so they can take care of you. And that's about it, really. Turo take care of everything else. And that's basically what happened. I got my car back, and it's been doing well ever since. I haven't had any other problems with that car, and it's been just a great investment. And again, I highly recommend Turo. I love it, and they really proved themselves to be. They really helped me through this hard time, and I got my car back, got paid out properly. They paid me for my time of even going to Mexico. That's I saved them time too. That's less time that to pay an agent to be on my case. That's less time. So they actually paid me. The guy actually said, I'm gonna get you paid. He paid me for going to Mexico. They paid me for my efforts, and they paid me for my loss of money that I actually earned. I actually made that. They paid me per month for the money I was losing. They paid me. It was such a unique situation. True really made an exception for me and really took care of me. So I highly recommend them. I love them for that. So I came out actually making money on my car, even though it wasn't renting. They understood that it wasn't my fault. They paid me per month, like a stipend of amount of money that I should have been making on Turo since my car was taken. They also paid me for the tow truck. They took care of the tow truck. They took care of everything else, all the documentation that they needed to submit, and they took care of everything, make everything easy. And I left the video below to show the proof of that. The next situation I went through, unfortunately, like I said, I've had a situation with my car being seized by police and U.S. Border and Controls Patrol. My car was also total loss. Went through a total loss due to a drunk driver who was not communicating with me, kept the car longer than they were supposed to, and didn't admit what happened. And I didn't find out what really happened until I actually got there. Turo took care of me again. They took care of they took care of the car. I got paid out $5,000 more than what I paid for the car because I bought the car below market value, which in real estate we call buying in the wedge. So the car is worth $22,000. I got it for $17,000. I was paid $5,000 over because Turo Insurance and Turo Plans Insurance in general, I am insurance licensed as well, pays you for the market value of the car. So if you get a good deal on the car, they'll still pay you that amount even though you paid less. That's where we have the most power, is buying a car below market value. And that's what I did, and Turo paid me out. They were fair with me. It was very convenient. All I had to do really is DocuSign. I had to fill out a few papers through their e-signature through my email. They paid me out, direct deposit the money. So that's what happened. They pay you out whatever they owe you. Whatever the amount of the value of the car is, they direct deposit that to your account if you own the car outright, or if you purchase the finance, send that money to you, and they'll pay you direct deposit. So you get it really quickly. They handle it as quick as possible. They also will take care of all tow, so they'll tow your car to the body shop of your choice, and for free. You don't pay for that. They also will tow your car to their own affiliated storage yard, so that they're not being charged daily, because when a body shop figures out that your car is a total loss and they're not going to make money, they start charging you storage fees per day. So that becomes very expensive. So Turo will actually take the car out of the body shop because it's not going to be repaired anyway, right? So waste of time for them. And they don't want to be charged with storage fees. They'll take it to their affiliate storage lot. So Turo did all this. They took it to the storage lot. They took it to the body shop for me in the storage lot. They also paid me out the market value of the car, and they really made it a really streamlined process for me, and I really loved the whole process. It was very easy. I just filled out some DocuSigns and I was done. They direct deposited money in my account very quickly. That's pretty much what happened. I left 2 videos below that show proof that I really went through this, and I am a power host on Turo. I've had way more successes, like 99%, 99.9 have been success and great stories, but that less than 1% has been terrible. But again, all the wins I've had with Turo completely outweighs, is a landslide, outweighs the bad experiences I've had. But I have had bad experiences because the more you rent, and I'm a Turo power host, and I've rented I've met a lot of different Turo guests, and I have a lot of trips under my belt. It's gonna happen. So that's about it, people. If you have any questions, please leave them in the description below. Or I'm happy to help you guys. And also feel free to leave any questions, concerns, anything you want me to elaborate on further. Also feel free to follow me on Instagram at Conrad Layn. Love you guys. Like, subscribe, share. Carly out. Peace.